Hello everyone and welcome to my little cozy tea corner. This is going to be our new thing, sitting and having tea and chatting. Usually I post vlogs on this channel, so just let me know in the comments down below if you like this kind of video, just sit down, chat, Q&A type of thing. Yeah, this channel is really just for experimenting and getting to know you guys on a more personal level away from gaming, so it's always good to hear your feedback. Basically on Instagram, I was getting a lot of DMs and questions about my health journey because for the last 8 months I've really made my health and mental well-being a priority. I've been working really hard at it, sharing a lot on Instagram, and it's actually really nice to be asked about it, and hopefully this video can help some of you guys as well. I will say that I'm not going to be focusing on weight loss. I just don't think that has been a real focus for me. And I also want this video not to be triggering. I want it to be uplifting. So if you guys were worried about that, I think you should be able to keep watching and it be okay. Second of all, I'll just quickly say I'm not a health professional. Just a disclaimer, I am giving advice as a friend, so always seek professional help if you need it. Just to summarize, basically 8 months ago, let's go really far back. So when I was about 21, I developed severe anxiety as a result of, I basically got a really bad stomach bug while I was overseas and then got stuck there. When your gut health is really bad, sometimes it can also encourage your mental health to go downhill, and I developed anxiety. There's a very strong link between your gut and your brain. Lots of info out there if you guys are interested. So yeah, basically I started YouTube because I was dealing with anxiety and I felt like I wasn't confident to really go. And to be honest, Sims was a happy place for me. So I started a Sims channel. I wanted to meet other people who played Sims, and that's really how the channel started. And then about 3 years ago, my anxiety got really, really bad. I found myself really struggling for 2 years between 2019 through 2020, 2021. I really did stop posting pictures and I just was not in a nice place. And I eventually got to the stage where I wasn't happy with myself and I thought, you know what? I need to do something about it. So for the last 8 months, I've been working really hard to be in a better place physically and mentally. So that's really how it all came about. So the question I get asked most is, how have you stayed motivated? One of the things that my lifestyle coach / trainer taught me was to make a list of your whys. Why you want to be a healthier person. What I initially thought was just for looks, like I just wanted to look good, to feel more confident. What I actually realized when I really thought about my why was that I actually wanted to feel happier as a person, which would therefore make me more confident, which would also make me a better role model for you guys. So you guys have been a big part of my motivation, why I want to keep going, because I'm sharing the journey with you and I want to influence other people to be happier and healthier. And I also wanted to be happier and healthier for my family because I want to be that person that people like to be around and that can help other people. So I also have been inspired by work because I feel like if I am more confident, I have more energy, I can do better at my job. So that's another motivation. And for example, if you are a parent, thinking about doing it for your kids and being healthy for them might be a really deep, great motivator as well. So I think going back to my why is how I stay motivated. And then I think also once I got to a certain stage of developing strength and muscles and feeling good, I kind of was like, this is really fun. I want to get better at this and better at the exercises and be able to maybe lift a little bit more weight in strength training. And now that's also a motivator as well. It definitely didn't start that way. Like I remember my first upper body exercise, I cried. It was horrible. I felt so bad. I remember I had to do like against the wall, kind of push-ups against the wall like this, and I just broke down, and James had to come in and say, hey, I think you should take a break. And I was like, no, I have to get it done. I can't support my body. And he was like, just take a break. And over time you learn you don't need to do it quickly. You can take as long as you want. You can take many, many years if you want to do one of these. Like you can go at your own pace because you're the only one who this is about. Once you take away all of that pressure and you think, you know what, I'm just gonna do it at my own pace. Even if I put in the tiniest bit of effort, I'm gonna get something back, then it becomes a lot more enjoyable than putting lots of pressure on yourself. I also think there's like this idea that, to be healthy and fit, I've got to like fully change as a person and be like a fitness guru, which is so not true either. Like you just want to do the least amount of effort to feel your best. Like that's really the goal. So the point is just try and enjoy it. How to start as a complete beginner and while struggling with anxiety and depression. So anxiety and depression is really tough because it just makes everything seem more difficult. For me and my anxiety, I did find that I needed to go see a therapist. I had a really bad experience with the first therapist I had because she would just say I was an emotional person and that made me feel really dumb. And she was a really bad therapist. Once I found a therapist that I liked, don't give up on the first one if you don't like them, try another one. Maybe the first few sessions, I didn't really feel like it was doing anything but making me more upset. And then over time, you kind of realize, you know what? Even just at the bare minimum, getting these feelings out and talking about it to someone, even if they say nothing back, makes you feel better. So I definitely think with anxiety and depression, try and get some therapy. Then I would go to maybe reading some books about mental health because that can also help you as well. And I think the main thing with anxiety and depression is you have to be really gentle on yourself. Like I said, I was having a breakdown doing one push-up thing on the wall and James just said, take a break. You just go at your own pace and the tiniest bit of effort is something. So don't let the depression or anxiety stop you. It might mean you go a bit slower, but you're doing something, and that's really the main thing. So I've been getting a lot of questions about nutrients, foods. I don't have any restrictions. I have really learned to eat a lot more organic vegetables when possible. If I can afford it, I'll get organic vegetables, but sometimes because it's a lot more expensive here, I'll just get regular vegetables. And when you eat what's in season, it's a lot more affordable too. And I really try and use like the whole vegetable as well, so nothing goes to waste. I think also learning to grow some of my own vegetables has been really exciting and satisfying. Eating something that you've grown, I really like that, and it makes me a lot more appreciative of it. And honestly, the key to having more nutrients in your diet or vegetables in your diet, I think, is learning how to cook things in easy ways. Spices. Because I used to think you had to steam your vegetables, you had to have a sad salad, and that was eating vegetables. But it turns out once you learn how to add lots of spices and cook it in new ways, it's really yummy. So yeah, I focus a lot on nutrients within vegetables. I don't count anything. That's just not for me. I just eat good, colorful food, and I pair it with nice quality protein, and then I also have treats. And, there's not really tricks to it. It's just learning how to make it. And I'll try and share more with you guys as well. How do you start exercising on days where you feel sad and yuck? I know I'll feel better after, but I just don't want to. So let's say I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel good today, which many days are like that. I don't wake up every day thinking, I can't wait to work out. No. I think what actually gets me over the line to doing a workout is actually thinking, well, I might not feel like it right now, but maybe I'll just do it for 5 minutes. Or maybe I'll just do like the first exercise and see how I go. And usually once I get started, I'm like, this isn't so bad. And I kind of keep going, and it might be half a workout, but at least I did something. And instead of feeling bad about it, like telling myself, oh, you only did half a workout, I tell myself, yes, you did half a workout. And you know what? That's better than nothing. So if you can try and train your thoughts to expect less of yourself and be proud of what you do, then you will feel better. I think also if you write down what you're going to do, it can help as well. Because if you don't really have anything written, you're kind of in no man's land and you're just like, I don't want to do it. I don't know. But if it's written down, you can go, okay, well, I'll do the first thing. What equipment do you have for your home workouts? Over the months, I've built up slowly to use different equipment. Obviously, you could maybe join a gym and it would be more affordable. I just don't really like going to gyms. So bit by bit, I think I started with a fit ball, some dumbbells, and resistance bands and kind of worked up from there. Now I have an actual barbell with weights. I have a dead ball. What else do I have? An ab wheel. I mean, it's actually pretty minimal, and obviously a gym mat. It's mostly the dumbbells and the barbell that are kind of the big things. But obviously you can also not use weights. There's many things you can do without using any weights at all. Are your skin, nails, and hair healthier too? Completely honest answer, my hair definitely is growing more, and I've also started using some shampoo that's meant to enhance growth, and also I've just been taking better care of my hair in general. So I think that's definitely helped, but I can see baby hairs coming through. My nails are exactly the same. I'm not gonna lie to you guys about that. My nails have not changed. They're still flimsy. My skin, I don't know. I actually don't know about my skin. Maybe, maybe not. Some people say like you look like you're glowing sometimes, so maybe. I don't know. How do you stay consistent with working out? You need to have a timetable or something to follow. If you just leave it up to whenever, I feel like it doesn't get done. And also trying to do it in the morning is a lot better because you probably get it done more likely. Another thing is when you're starting out, I just thought instead of having weights, you can use like cans from your pantry to do a few things. Especially when you don't have as much strength. Using cans from the pantry was quite good. Every time I've gotten into a healthier lifestyle, I've given up and I just can't find a way to push through. I mean, I think from these questions, like motivation is really the biggest thing. And you know, I really do feel learning how to write down your why and going back to that why is really a big help. And sometimes you need to go more deeply into it. Like, okay, you might say, well, I want to do this because I'm a mom and I want to do this for my kids. But maybe that's not really powerful enough. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person. Maybe you've got to think like, well, why do I want to do it for my kids? I want to do it for my kids so they can see me as a role model. I think you just got to really go back to that why. Another thing you could do is really try and find something you enjoy doing that's fitness-based. That's another thing. Perhaps it's a team sport. Perhaps it's swimming because you like going in water. For me, I struggled to actually find something like that I was like, yes, I love this. But I think for me, it's more so following my why. And sometimes I just write it down again. And that helps me get back into it. And also making it easy. Like if I'm like, I have a workout today, I'm going to do the only one thing and one thing only, and then I'm done. And then I do that and I think I'll do another one, I guess. Oh, this is good one. How do you keep motivated to exercise and eat well on your period? Okay, the period makes this really, really hard because your period is like this little thing on your shoulder telling you don't do anything except sit on the couch and cry eating Dorito chips. Periods are hard. Honestly, I think you just need to be really gentle with yourself. Go for a walk or think, you know what, I can do this tomorrow. You don't have to work out while you're on your period. Your workout might not even be that good anyway, so if you feel like you can. Personally, I would never work out on my first day period because I have cramps, so I would probably just go for a walk, if that. Do the changes to your appearance affect your mindset, or do you try and focus inwardly? I actually think it's good to see it as a bonus. Like it's a bonus if you feel like you're looking better. It's just like bonus points. I don't think that's really the core. For me, a lot of it's about keeping my mental health good as well, because if I don't exercise, I can become really down or really anxious quite quickly. So I think even just doing it for mental health is a very good reason and a big motivation. Is investing in a personal trainer really necessary and worth it? It's definitely not necessary. And it's also not feasible financially for most people. So definitely you don't need a personal trainer. I think if you have money to do that, I would get to know a personal trainer probably before enlisting their help, or get to know them at least a little bit. For my trainer, I followed their Instagram for several months and had heard other people go through them. I kind of got to know them through Instagram a bit on their stories and tried their recipes out. And then I decided I think I will invest in this. There are so many free options that don't cost any money to help you get motivated, whether it be Google imaging a simple daily exercise for your, I don't know, arms, or a YouTube channel exercises. You might sign up to a gym and do a class. Obviously that's not free, but it probably is cheaper. You don't need a trainer. The reason why I actually got a trainer is because I can struggle with discipline sometimes when it comes to things like health and well-being. I really needed a mentor to help me holistically with a lot of different things. And I also needed a psychologist or a therapist to help me too. So I knew that I needed people to lean on. I needed that extra support, and I was lucky I was able to do that. But you definitely don't need to have someone to achieve health and wellness goals, but it may be helpful if you have the option. I know it definitely was for me. I do have a lot of questions about like counting things, macro, micro, all of that. I actually don't do any of that. Personally, any numbers can be so bad for my mental health. I know it works for some people, but for me, it's just not a good idea. So I don't do it, and I don't think you need to. What's the exercise you've struggled with most? Definitely upper body. That's the one I cried in. My upper body has always been difficult, like just really weak. And so that's what I found the most frustrating. Do you have any beginner tips for home workouts? I think beginner tips would be I'm not qualified, so take this with a grain of salt, but I think for me, not having expectations for everything to happen right away, like expecting that it's gonna take a long time and you go as a snail, and that's okay, and you go at your own pace without any expectations is absolutely fine. If you have a program that says you need to do this with a 2 kilogram dumbbell and you can't do it, take away the dumbbell. Like, don't get all down about it. Just, pull it back a step. Any good trainer will tell you how to do that as well. Just start really slow. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just think, you know what? Good on me for making some changes, trying something new. I'm just gonna see how this goes and be in the present. Because I definitely cried in that arm workout because I felt like I wasn't good enough and I was failing, and that's really not what it's about. How long does it take your palate to change, aka to like veggies? Well, I know scientifically your gut will begin to crave whatever you give it. So if you give it lots of takeaway food, it'll crave takeaway food. But if you say, change your diet to be more nutritious for, let's say, a week or two, you'll actually find that you start craving that new type of food. And that I've experienced firsthand. So at first, all I wanted was just like Macca's. And sometimes I still do, and I will have that, but I don't like crave it as much. I actually crave vegetables too. Vegetables as well. I don't know. I think the whole thing about health and wellness, like, I think the biggest thing I've learned is to just chill, and go really slow, be really gentle, just be happy and respect yourself for even trying, and just think, I'm just gonna work this out as I go. Any change is gonna be better than what I'm doing now, and that's good. Just take it step by step, get support when you need it, and really do try and enjoy the process. It's just, I feel like health and well-being and fitness is made to sound like this grueling experience, and it just shouldn't be, because it just ruins it when you think like that. So anyway, I hope that this video might be helpful to some of you guys. Let me know if there's anything else any other videos like this you would like to see. I know a lot of you guys have asked for some cooking videos, so I'll try and film some of those too. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I look forward to speaking to y'all soon. Dak dak!